the Wolfman, thanks for tuning in, and I'm here at an undisclosed location in central Ontario taking a look at some really awesome caves. And I have here with me Mick Gordon, who is an author and maintains a website, and your website's name?
Rockwatching.wordpress.com, and the most recent cave book is Caving in Ontario, Exploring Buried Karst.
That's very, very cool. And we have below us here, we have Jeff, and Jeff is acting as our chief digger today on the dig. And you want to tell me what you found down there?
Not much so far. A little bit of going passage, some nice formations, easy digging.
Awesome, absolutely. Now the coolest part about this is this area has never been seen by human eyes. We are the first 3 people ever to go down and to see what's in there. So what we're going to do when you keep watching, we're going to take some camera equipment in there and we're going to see what we can find.
So this on the last weekend when we were here, as we were actually initially breaking into the tube, we called it the tooth tube, and the reason we called it the tooth tube is because we found this tooth. Sadly, I don't have the tooth with me anymore, but we found all these other bones, and this was buried in the clay. So we're thinking, well, glacial clay, bones buried within the clay, that would kind of suggest that whatever died around that time period. So there's a backbone. What's it a backbone of? Hard to say. It's quite spongy inside. There's some kind of another bone. Obviously the shape of the bone would dictate the kind of creature. You can see it's all flattened around the edge here. Is that something to do with the strength that was required? I don't know. Still interesting. Looks like the bottom of the backbone somewhere down near the, geez, I can't remember what it was called. You can see all the little holes where the nerves went through. This is almost feeling a bit like cork in texture. Numerous other bones. Also, we've got some rib bones we found, very thin rib bones. So I'm sure we're going to find more. Eventually we'll find the skull down there. Jeff is heading right now down towards the skull, what he calls a skull, so let's see what happens. So as we're going in, we're starting to find on the top of the mud, we're finding these scabs of calcium deposit, calcite, and basically they've dripped from the roof and puddled there, and what happens is the calcite remains in the water until the water's disturbed in the air, and then it gives off carbon dioxide, and when it gives off carbon dioxide, what was once a solution that held calcite now becomes supersaturated, and as it does so, the calcium precipitates out. And this is a scab. You can see on the top right there, you can see a little tiny stalagmite starting to grow on this puff of calcite that's formed on the mud. So we could see this up ahead. Our aim was to get to it today. We've got to it now for sure. This was supposedly, according to one of us here, a skull. It's not a skull. It's a scab of calcite.
How old is it?
It's several thousand years old for sure. We're obviously suspecting that this is stuff that was deposited in the glacial age, a lot of the clay in the tunnel and what have you. So we're thinking this scab is many thousands of years old. I don't know, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 maybe.
So this pile of dirt that I'm standing on here is dirt that we've excavated from the entrance of the cave. And as amazing as it seems, this dirt has been underground for 11,000 or 12,000 years. It was here during the last ice age. This is just spectacular. I mean, it just looks like dirt, but the age of the dirt, and this what Mick had just talked about, has never ever seen sunlight. That is truly amazing. The dirt got washed into the cave system, and it got dripped, and this formed just like this on the dirt, and it has never ever seen sunlight until right now. Imagine the things that we could learn from this dirt if we had individuals who came to study it. There could be cures for all sorts of diseases. Who knows? This is just amazing. It may just look like a clump of dirt, but 11,000 years old. Spectacular. So now the moment that we've been waiting for, I'm going to head on into the cave, and you're going to get to see something that very few human eyes have ever seen. In fact, this is one of the first times this cave has ever been caught on camera. Unless you check out Mick's YouTube, you're going to get a little bit more technical information. I will put his YouTube URL right there. There we are, and you can surf on over to him and have a look at the more technical end. But for now, I'm just going to head in and we'll have a look around. So after all of our excavations today, this is what we're left with. Now take a look at that roof. That is absolutely stunning. This is the first time this has ever been recorded, like I say. No sunlight has ever hit the roof of this cavern. And look at those stalactites. Absolutely amazing. Now you can see that this tunnel goes on quite a ways. And we're going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. You can see how the water is actually dripping down from the tips. So what's going to happen over a period of time is those tips are going to get longer and longer and longer as a result of that dripping water. Now, if we take a look down, right down there, we can see that we have another little tiny cavern. So what Mick believes is that there's another tunnel system that runs underneath us. So we'll take another quick look up. What a beautiful and stunning cave to see. So admittedly, this certainly isn't the largest tunnel that we have that we've seen. I've been into much larger ones, but what a spectacular thing to be one of the first humans to lay eyes on the inside, to see things that no one else has ever saw. That is truly the spirit of adventure. Now, I'd like to remind all of you who discover caves or entrances like this to please be very, very careful if you investigate them, as there is a lot of danger in here, and we do have a lot of training experience before we go ahead and make these films. But I'd like you to thank you for watching this video. I'm the Wolfman. Please consider subscribing.